District's Board of Health here, July 13th at this time. This notice is posted at the office of the district on July 7th at 4:30 p.m. in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, not less than 72 hours prior to the time of the said meeting. We have a quorum, myself, Mr. Starkey, Mr. Donahue, and we will all stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, please bless this day and thank you for what you do receive. We receive, and let us just keep water clean and sewer flowing, and just let everything go well. So these things in Jesus Christ.
Amen. And bless us with rain, please.
Yes.
I got sprinkled on it.
And our friends up in, if it rains in El Paso, is that good for us?
Yes,
Yeah, is
yes,
that?
it is.
Okay.
Very good.
Did it rain here today or just
No.
look like it might?
I got a little.
Harlingen,
A little bit in Los
Little bit.
Fresnos as well.
that's what happened the last time too.
Invitation, item 3 to the public for comments. Anybody have anything?
I
they wanna
do.
say?
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, we do have an election coming up. And there's a couple of pages there in front of you where, let's see. Starting, we posted this ad already on our website and our front doors. But on July 23rd this year, the applications are going to be ready for whoever wants to run. And there's 2 positions. Position number 1 and position number, or place 1 and place 5 that are going to be open, and the applications will be picked up by July 23rd, and the last day would be August 22nd. Thank you, Daisy. So that being said, that'll be it for that one. We can move on.
Okay, great. Any other public comments? Item 4, consider and discuss for possible approval of the minutes for the regular meeting from June 21st. Any questions or comments on the minutes?
Motion.
I wouldn't hear, so you'd have to make the motion.
You don't have to make an exception.
All right, then I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Donahue, second by Mr. Starkey. All in favor? Aye. Item 5, general manager's report.
Yes, again, the project status update, the contractor is finished on the north side of Highway 100. They're at the lift station around the corner, Woody's Lane, all the way to the sewer plant, that they're installing a pressure line. And that's where they are at. Then after that, they're done there, they're gonna start cleaning up the rest of the stuff that you see out on the streets. Just minor touch-ups. On the next one that I have here is the reservoir levels. We're at 25.3%. So we're gonna have to start the mandatory stage 3 conservation in our drought management plan. And that'll be advertised on the newspaper, and you probably have a page in there where we're gonna have to post this advertisement on the newspaper, the media, all the medias that we have, and then post it in the front doors also. So we'll be working on that one where it says stage 3 moderate water shortage conditions, and then the mandatory will be that Mondays and Thursdays would be the time to water for Laguna Heights and Laguna Vista. And if you read all this, it tells you like South Padre Tuesdays and Fridays, Port Isabel Wednesdays and Saturdays. And it gives you the times where they can water. So we might even send one of these to all the customers through the mail, for the reason that not everybody has the media like pick up the newspaper or buy the paper. So we're gonna possibly send this to all the customers. And that's about it, just the restrictions from 7 PM to 7 AM. That's the watering that they will be doing. Any questions on that one?
Couple questions. So
Okay.
this is in force. We are asking people, we are telling people they must do this.
Yes.
Is there penalties?
The penalties is that if they don't comply, we just cut the water off and lock the meter. That's all there is. And we'll just
That
let them
sounds
know.
like it makes
We'll let
sense,
them know,
counsel.
like, there's exceptions on, if you keep reading it, on landscaping, new landscaping, that they have to water, so they'll call in and ask for permission, and that way we can tell the customers that call in and complain, like, hey, my neighbor's watering or this or that, that they will get permission to water the landscaping. Otherwise, everything else, all the businesses, golf courses and everything keeps doing what they're doing. On the golf course itself, it'd be raw water, so the only thing is the potable water side is where the golf course would need to comply with the mandatory conservation.
Sure.
Any other questions?
Where it uses potable water.
Right, right.
Yes.
I
Okay,
just informed my landscaper, so we should be good at 4 Lagoon.
yeah, just.
You guys will forward a notice to us, so we can disseminate that out through our community as well.
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Okay. The employee recognition that I have there is Roger Cisneros. He acquired his A wastewater license. And been seeing that all the licenses that we have, the last time that, I think it was the last budget year, that the board approved the increases for all the license operators. It's keeping us from hiring anymore. It did help, and it's helping keep the employees here within the district. Anything else on that, Robert? Did you want?
Turnover rate has
Yeah.
really gone down considerably.
Yeah. So thank the board for that. The next one that I have, South Padre Island storm projects, the storm drain projects that they have. They want to meet with us. They sent the engineer to meet with us and talk about those projects where they need, somebody needs to align the water lines out there, but we don't have a budget for that, so we're not gonna agree to anything. But they've already approved paying for the whole project themselves. But they still want us to meet with the engineer, maybe, talk about if the district is gonna help out or anything. It's above $300,000, but we don't have a budget for that, so I just wanted to let the board know in case you all get a phone call that we will meet with them, but we're not gonna agree. We don't have budget, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions, comments? Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
What's the lake at again?
25.3%. Actually, like 25.3435. Rounded off. Set 25.
Right,
Yeah.
item 6, consider and discuss for possible approval of resolution adopting an addendum to the district's personnel policy.
Okay. This one here. If y'all read the memorandum in there, that we've been looking at other entities and we saw that, if you see the second page on that, that there's a district has only 10 holidays compared to others where some have, a couple of them have 9, but then the rest are 11, 13, 14, and 15. So we're just looking into, see what the board would think on on at least, the Emancipation Day. And I know that there's another one that's President's Day, but see what the board thinks. We do have see here real quick. Yeah, first one is President's Day, and then the other one is the Emancipation Day. Where we try to improve our holidays for employees and make sure that everybody's treated fairly. So
Do I have anything on this? I personally rather have a full board to do something like it, hear what Scott has to say at one time. That's just.
okay, I would recommend that you guys are three.
Because
You're
neither of
the
these days are coming up for another 10.
another year.
Juneteenth just occurred and the other one has a long way to go. So,
Yeah, right.
my first preference would be to defer until Scott is here.
We can bring it at the next board meeting. Then just table it. I would suppose.
I mean, my opinion would change if they're here. I would be in favor. But if you guys want to wait, follow that too, because as you mentioned, we're not at risk of.
Yeah, we were. It's another whole year, but we'll bring it back. I don't see any problem with that.
So we have 9 days, is that correct? 10.
Oh, 10. There's two entities that have 9 days, but then the rest are like 11, 12, 13, 15.
It's Christmas Eve
and New Year's Eve
a
Yeah, right on the second page.
They're half days.
These are cities, correct?
That's correct.
How
Yes.
many of these are water district and PUB?
Yeah.
Other cities have water districts, like the city of Alamo has a water district themselves
Okay.
that they run. Brownsville PUB runs their water district. Edinburgh runs their water district. Harlingen runs the water. All of them are pertaining to water districts. City of McAllen, Mission Far, they control the water districts themselves. We can wait.
We still have emergency protocol. I mean, even when we take a holiday, if something happens, you got a response team.
Oh, yes, we do.
I'd be, personally, I'd be a little bit more in favor of increasing Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve to the whole day.
Oh, that's even better. That's just coming around the corner too.
And
So,
thinking about perhaps not doing all these other days, especially in the middle of summer, I'm a little bit more nervous about Emancipation Day. But I mean,
If they work on holidays.
I kind of throw that out there for you guys as a personal thing to think about.
oh, Mary, come up here, Mary. Mary is a. Watch.
Idea of us adding Emancipation Day, it's to continue to maintain a culture of diversity and inclusion. As stated in our designated policies, we also allow our dedicated employees to continue providing excellency in their workforce. And we will also generate competitive advantage due to the creation of greater appeal to current and new potential employees. It's very important that we continue cultivating diversity and inclusion in our district. And that's the reason why we are interested in adding that day.
Thank you. Spoken like a true HR representative.
So
That's all we can do.
When they do have to work a holiday, what do they get doubled? What's the pay increase?
Nothing, the the days paid for. And,
Well, like I said, if it's their day off, they gotta come in and they gotta work.
oh, the ones that do
Like-
work,
like Work the holiday.
they get time and a half for,
Time and a half.
yeah, whatever hours they work. Some work like 4 hours maybe. The ones that are out in the field, checking the lift stations and water leaks. They're compensated.
I see that a couple other districts have a Cesar Chavez Day. Would the district consider something like that over an Emancipation Day? That makes more sense to me, given our demographics down here. I just have a hard time understanding celebrating Emancipation Day over a day like Cesar Chavez Day. Doesn't seem
We
like
can
we're
consider-
necessarily Celebrating
we-
diversity. I mean, it's an Emancipation Day. So that's just something I would consider. I think that it does more honor to the people that live here to celebrate the Hispanic heritage of this area, rather than to focus on a heritage that isn't necessarily as strongly represented in the city. And I'm all for it. Let's invite everybody, make everybody feel included. I think we could do that in multiple ways, rather than celebrating a holiday that's, just newly been created. So anyways, if there's a motion, great, I'll proceed. Otherwise, I would table it until Scott's here.
No action.
We take no action, just proceed to the next one.
It shows up at
Yes.
the end of the next one.
That's about it.
Great.
If there's no action, we don't bring it back until later. When,
Table means it automatically comes back up.
correct.
Motion to table.
There's a motion tabled by Mr. Starkey, second by Mr. Don.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, good. Director of Operations report.
Vice Chairman, members of the board, the monthly report for June, comparing June last month with June of 2021, shows a difference of service calls and callouts. 38 callouts, service calls less this year than were last year. And most of them were in the distribution, which showed 38 less, and then of course customer service, there were 22, but there were other areas that went up slightly, so it kind of balanced it out to 38. Those areas that were affected by the difference, and it included the water taps, which dropped to about 43. The disconnect customers dropped by 17, and turn-on service dropped by 10. But then you had some increases in change meters, went from 8 to 26, and informational went up. In the collection side, you had 26 service calls, call outs less this year than last year. And again, most of those were affected in the collection area. There was 23, but you had some increases as well. So that kind of worked itself out. Most of the increases were in sewer taps that dropped from 16 to 3, and preventive maintenance from 15 to 6. And then the pre-treatment service activities, they had 46 last year, 37 this year. There's a difference of 9, and there are minor changes here and there, so it kind of evens out. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Engineer's report. I think.
I only have one item. It's just giving a status on the Laguna Madre desalination intake and industrial discharge monitoring study. So on this one, the Corps of Engineers finally got the fully executed contract back to us, and they got their funding in place. So we can go ahead and kick off that study. So it's just basically a copy of the contract was included to get a, so actually there's a copy of the contract we received, it's dated April 13th, where it was signed by the Colonel at the Corps of Engineers, and their funding's in place, so we can have our kickoff meeting here in mid-July. And then the sub that was on it with Tetra Tech, we had approved their contract at the same time back in October. But it's just their contract's pending signature. So the agreement from the October approval is sitting in the signature file, just so we can get the contract signed and proceed with this work. But the purchase order is already opened, and the court has a green light to proceed with the work as well. So that's really the only update here for the engineer's report.
Sir, thank you. No questions. Item 9, consider discuss possible approval of the financial reports for April 2022. Everybody had a chance to look at them, review them, ask any questions. So I think we need an acknowledgement. By Mr. Don. I acknowledge. By Mr. Starkey. I acknowledge. Item 10, consider discuss possible approval of ratification of payment for 98 horsepower. Lift station.
Wherever he comes up, it's more.
Yeah. Never comes up for anything.
Members of the board, we are asking you to ratify an emergency purchase in the amount of $39,910 for a 98 horsepower submersible pump for lift station 90. There is only one of 3 working right now. We have to replace it to comply with TC.
Motion approved. Second. Motion to approve by Mr. Starkey, second by Mr. Donahue, all in favor. Aye. Carries. Item 11, consider discuss for possible approval contract for lease for mailing equipment and software.
The current contract that we have for this equipment, it's coming to an end. So we went out and advertised request for proposals for a new contract. This mailing equipment and software, we use it for the billing process that we have. And we are recommending the board to approve and award the contract to Pitney Bowes for the lease of mailing equipment and software for $30,010.84 per year in a 4-year contract.
Our budget's 53 grand, am I reading that right?
Yes, but it's not the only lease equipment that we charge to that account. We have also copters.
Sufficient amount remaining though to get to do its job. Okay. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Donahue, second by Mr. Starkey, all in favor. Item 12, consider review expenditures from June 15th to June 30th. Starkey, acknowledged. Acknowledged by Mr. Donahue. I acknowledge. Motion that 13 executive sessions perhaps to discuss general manager. Can table this. Motion to table. Motion to table. Table made by Mr. Starkey, second by Mr. Donahue. All in favor? Aye. That no action on item 14 and item 15. We will turn.
What's our next item?